Welcome to Vivid Talk Live. I'm your host, Gwen Witherspoon. It's day 2 of Launch Party Week, and we are having lovely technical difficulties, but we're going to keep it moving. And I think third time is a charm. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to sign in live every day this week from 7 to 7:30 Eastern Standard Time as we continue to celebrate Launch Party Week. I am the Principal and Chief Visionary Officer of Adam Red, an Atlanta branding agency, and I'm hosting Vivid Talk Live as a serial entrepreneur. You can probably relate to that. Brand strategist and a better life coach. My entire career has been dedicated to solving the identity crisis for you personally and for your business. And Vivid Talk Live is about cultivating the entrepreneur lifestyle by helping you get a vision for every area of life. The goal is to become everything you were designed to be so you can finish what you were destined to build. You can learn more about me at gwenwitherspoon.com. Please introduce yourself in the comments and let us know the city and the state that you're signing in from. I'll be right back. What we're going to do is go ahead and contact Renee so that we can get your contact information and get you your very own Vivid mug. It has the complete Make It Vivid, the Vivid model on it as well. And so you don't have to miss out. If you're not Renee, you have an opportunity to go to the website as well. And I'm going to show you that. You could just go to, hold on real quick. Go to gwenwitherspoon.com, and then you will be able to take the quiz and be entered to win as well. Here we go. Awesome. You also, as I mentioned, will have an opportunity to get additional entries when you like in social media. You can go to @GwenFucius on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Gwen Fucius is spelled GwenFucius. And every time you share, like, comment, you will also be able to be entered to win one of our daily prizes. Now, I also want to thank our sponsor, Joystick. They have really stepped up for us, and now in addition to providing us with the joysticks that we could use for our live streams, they've also provided us with these fabulous V stands that we can use as giveaways. So all you have to do is go on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and you will be able to enter your email so that you can be entered into that drawing as well to win a joystick V stand. And it is fabulous so that you can use it to hold your phone or your tablet very conveniently. Now, one of the big things I want to do this week, I'm introducing you to myself, I'm introducing Vivid Talk Live, and I'm also introducing you to my Vivid model. So the Vivid model is essentially my own kind of proprietary way of helping you understand how to write your vision, how to make it plain so that others can understand what it is you're trying to do so they can buy in and so they can run with it with you. And VIVID is an acronym. It stands for vision, identity, voice, information, and development. Yesterday, we started with vision. Vision is the most important thing whenever you are trying to build something, whether that is a business, ministry, an organization, even a family. We talked about that yesterday. So the next thing that you need to be concerned with is identity. I told you one of the main things that we want to help you with is becoming everything that you were designed to be. And one of the biggest issues that we all have is we are kind of continually going through a cycle of identity crises. And so what I'm here to do is help to solve that identity crisis. And there's three things I want you to think about when it comes to identity. You need to think about examination, exploration, and experimentation. Examination. We have to take inventory whenever we're about to embark on any important endeavor. So the one way that you can take inventory on your identity is to take assessments. I'm obsessed with them. I'm sure I haven't taken them all, but I'm working my way toward that goal. But what I've done is I've taken a significant number of assessments so that I could understand different parts of my personality. So I would suggest you do the same. One of my favorites is the Gallup StrengthsFinder 2.0. It is a fabulous assessment because I feel like it examines fundamentally what your core basic strengths are. And once you know that, the whole premise of the assessment is that you should spend most of your time, developing those strengths, building your life around those strengths rather than focusing on what you're not good at, focusing on your weaknesses. And so that is one of the core tools that I really highly recommend. Another one is the brain map. Brain map helps you to define your unique thinking profile, meaning we all kind of have systematic ways of thinking that we've learned over time. It's also part of how we're made and how we're born, but also it has to do with how we function and the kinds of things that we normally do. It causes us to think in certain ways. And so the brain map helps you to identify that. But what I love is it also gives you suggestions for how you different things that you can do so that you can develop different thinking patterns so that you can grow stronger based on whatever your goals are. And so that's kind of tied to the next step that I want to suggest is exploration. So no matter how you think instinctively, when you do different activities, it actually causes you to start thinking differently. And so when you talk about identity, one of the ways that we find out who we are is by trying new things, like experimentation, learning, doing all these different things so that you can start to develop different muscles. You can start to learn more about what matters to you, what makes you tick. Oftentimes when I ask somebody, what is their purpose? When I ask the question, who do you think they are? Who do you think you are? Most of the time we can't answer it. If I mentioned yesterday, if you have to write a bio, writing a bio is one of the most difficult things that we can do for ourselves, right? But when you try new things, when you experiment, it gives you kind of a library of things that you can start to add to this whole picture about who you are. And then the last thing is experimentation. So part of that exploration is you have to then be willing to try new things, right? You can't do the same things over and over and over expecting a different result, expecting to know more. But when we kind of break our patterns, and one of the major examples of breaking a pattern is what we're all going through right now, this global pandemic. How has that shifted? How has that changed your perspective? How has that really even made you question who you are. Because many times what we do is our identity is tied to what we have, it's tied to where we work, it's tied to what we do specifically in those jobs. It may be tied to how we serve other people. I've spent a lifetime I spent a lifetime giving myself to other people's projects, other people's visions, trying to help them develop those. And when I got ready to do Vivid Talk Live, I literally felt like this was what I was built to do. And I've been thinking that for 3 years since I came up with the concept. But as I got closer, what I realized was my identity really wasn't quite up to par, because as I got closer and closer to doing it, I got more and more terrified. And it has really caused me to make a major shift in my attitude about myself, in my expectations for myself, but it's also forcing me to experiment, right? Yesterday, it basically went off flawless, all the equipment, the technology, everything. Today, I come and couldn't get it started, tried 3, 4 times. But what happens is I don't consider any of that a failure. And that's what we've done is we go through life, we try new things. They may not work. They may not work the way we expected them to. And then we kind of chalk those up as failures and then say, well, I'm not good at X, at this thing, so I shouldn't do it. Or we settle for something that we feel is safe, that maybe isn't as scary as trying a new live stream program. But it's so imperative that we start to think differently, that we find out all the information that we possibly can about ourselves, that we give ourselves to new experiences. I had a wonderful comment yesterday from someone who said that my stepping out and doing Vivid Talk Live gave them the courage to try something new for themselves. But that's what it's all about. That's how we move forward. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we establish our identity. It's like finding out what is the one problem you were born to solve. And when you figure that problem out, then you make every decision around that one problem. And you take all of your resources, all of your ability, and all of your effort and energy and put it towards that. And that starts to formulate your identity. It starts to formulate how you are going to function in the earth. Now, since I've had to kind of regroup with my live stream this evening, I don't have an opportunity to see your comments. But I want to make sure, tell me what has been your attitude about your identity? Where are you in your walk in this lifetime right now, right? How is the pandemic? How has the pandemic affected your identity, your image of yourself? I found out that by doing this, I found out that I have largely been hiding behind helping. I care so much about everyone else's project, as I mentioned. You give me an idea, I instinctively see what needs to happen next, and I just want to do everything I possibly can to bring it to pass. But what I realized when I saw how afraid doing this made me feel, I realized that my identity was tied to helping other people, to pushing them forward, while I really largely neglected a big piece of my own identity. And so what I'm recognizing now is how I had to shake things up. I had to do something that was very uncomfortable. So I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Now, I want to go back to how we stay connected, how you get information from me. What I'm going to be doing, in addition to the live streams, we're kind of working through all the technical issues. We'll be back on track tomorrow, doing everything we can to stream multiple platforms. But in the meantime, as we go through the week, I'll also be adding blog posts. I'll be adding just social media posts to give you more information, sharing with you behind the scenes, just helping you get a better picture of what Vivid Talk Live is about and how we can help you. And I also want to hear more about you, more from you. You can do that by submitting the quiz, the letting us know what are your obstacles in business, what are you trying to build, and if you have any questions about that, you can submit them through social media, through a DM, or you can email me, Gwen at gwenwitherspoon.com, and we will definitely stay connected with you through social media. And so I want to thank you again for joining me live. Make sure that you share this with your friends. Let them know that Vivid Talk Live is on, and we're going to be coming to you every night this week from 7 to 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So until this Friday. And then next week, we're going to come back and do and start weekly episodes, and that'll be on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, you can reach me you can learn more at gwenwitherspoon.com. Follow Gwen Fucius, GwenFucius, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we will see you again tomorrow.